This meeting to order. We do have a quorum. Welcome, everyone. And I'm calling to order our standing committee. And you can see we have an agenda there for our standing committee. So first up is actually Senator James, but I'm going to skip her as she's on her way up. Madam Leader Butler, are you prepared for SR 138?
I am, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, if you'll
It's,
cover that for us.
It's pretty simple. It's just asking for March 15th to be considered Human Rights Day in the state of Georgia.
And my understanding is they actually are coming up to the Capitol that day.
I'm not quite sure. I need to check on that to make sure that they
Okay.
do that. I'll let you know that.
Okay. All right, any questions for the author? Okay. Thank you, Madam Leader.
Thank you, Mr.
And then we've got HB 373, and this is actually a companion resolution or bill of one that our very own Senator James carried. And so, what's that number? So that's 373. And that bill is just simply designating September 11th each year as First Responders Appreciation Day in this state. As a very fitting, our Public Safety Chairman, would you like to say any words on this? 3.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think it's wonderful, whether it be human rights or first responders, that we give a day. And my hope and prayer is we honor everyone each and every day. It's also, by the way, September 11th is Patriot Day, as been so called since 9/11/2001. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then also we have, Senator James has Senate Resolution 115, simply honoring the life and memory of Apostle Alexander Ayawale Bamgola.
Can you say that again?
Apostle Alexander Ayawale Bamgola, and for other purposes. And my understanding is the apostle has gone on to be with the Lord, and they're having a ceremony coming up, and so we're going to get this for Senator James to move along. And what I'd like to do is put these on a general consent calendar, and that way we can just move it all together. And so I've got a motion from my vice chairman for that. We're going to put SR 115. The motion is for SR 115 and SR 138 to go on the general consent calendar. I got a motion from my vice chairman, a second from my secretary. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nee. Hearing none. Okay, motion passes unanimous. And next we've got HB 373. Do we have what's the will of the committee on that one?
I'd like to ask for that as for 373 as well.
Can you put that in the form of a motion? Thank you. I've got a motion from the minority leader of due pass HB 373.
Yes.
LC 550025. I've got a second from the Dean of the Senate. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nee. Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. Your day will come. Okay. All right. We're going to adjourn out of Standing Rules Committee, and we're going to convene into our Rules Committee, which I'm still not even sure the name of that one. Just Rules Committee?
Calendar committee.
The Rules Calendar Committee. Okay, first order of business on that before we get into hearing House bills. So, if y'all will pull out your rules of the Georgia Senate, because I know you all carry them with you, and please look at 2-1.11, the Audit Subcommittee of Rules. And this is the Senate Committee on Rules shall, that's a shall, not a may, shall designate in writing an audit subcommittee to examine and review not less than once every 2 months legislative expenditures, including all vouchers submitted by members of the Senate as provided for in subsection E of Code Section 28-1-8, for which the members have received payment. The subcommittee is authorized to issue reports of its examination and review. So in accordance with Rule 2-1.11, today I will be commissioning this Audit Subcommittee of Rules. On that, I have asked that the following members serve on this: Jason Anavotarte, Senator Mike Dugan, Senator Ed Harbison, Senator Doc Rett, and chairing this committee shall be none other than Chairman Larry Walker. So, they will meet before the end of the session and issue the first report, and then they will meet as provided for in this section of the rules. So, I don't think I need I can just do it, right? All right, so it's done. It's done did. All right, thank you for your service. Side note, I consider y'all the best of the best, so we're going to call this subcommittee Top Gun. All right, just kidding. All right, now let's get on to the rules calendar.
Neat.
All right, first off, I saw the Madam Chair, Lady Cooper, with HB 85. If you would just simply go to the podium there and tell us all about HB 85.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. House Bill 85 is about biomarkers. They are a type of diagnostic test. They are done with blood or tissue taken from a person. And what they do is, if a person has a cancer or a severe autoimmune illness, and there are optional treatment methods, by doing biomarker tests, they can tell if any or which of the tests available would be most effective on that person's illness. And so, therefore, the patient would get the right medicine from the very beginning, and instead of a trial and error method like we've had to use in the past. And that's what biomarkers do, the biomarker test. I'll be glad to answer questions.
Any questions about biomarkers? Or anything else you'd like to ask?
Oh, yeah, from over the house, if I can answer them.
All right, well, thank you for
Thank
being
you very
here.
much, and-
We are honored to have you.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, wait, I do have a question from
Okay.
our minority
Mr.
leader.
Chairman, we might want to know if they're doing Senate bills as we are doing House bills.
Oh.
Are there two, I think they're on the
I
House
think
floor?
y'all picked one today.
I heard two.
Oh, y'all did? Y'all came out. What were they? Was mine picked?
The first two.
So mine was not picked.
But I'm sure it's high up on the list.
I'm just flexing.
I guess it was giving the ladies first, because they were both those two bills chosen were Senator Kirkpatrick's. Maybe,
I think one of them was Chairman Watson's, but ladies first.
right, like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, perhaps that is. And I know the reason I was rushing is I just passed out a Senate bill out of my committee, and there'll be more coming. So I rushed over.
We are doing great work over there, and we appreciate your service to this great state.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're talking out of turn. All right, next up. I tell you what, since you're here, where are you on here? Okay, come on up, Representative Martin, Chairman Martin. HB 155, third on your page.
Senator, if I wasn't.
Now you're not out of turn. You
Yes,
can-
sir, but what I was going to say is I believe they wanted to start off the week really on a high note and bring your bill out early next week to get our week off to us to
that's
a
a
good
good
start.
answer.
Senator. And I wanted to mention that we shared that the January 19th was the senator's birthday in House Rules over there today, and I'm hoping he'll have a look on our proposition here. Well, my son shares a birthday
Yes.
with the senator.
We'll always have that.
We'll always have at least we can go back and grab that. Yes, sir, Senator. I appreciate it. I bring you House Bill 155. We hesitate to say that it's a simple measure because nothing is around here. But what this seeks to do is provide a license by endorsement for all of our occupations and professions except for firefighter, healthcare provider, and law enforcement officer, which have some specific requirements in our state of Georgia. So you're eligible for a license by endorsement if you've moved from another state. I'm draw the attention of the committee to 53 through 63. You've moved from another state and established residency here. You hold that license to practice that occupation or profession in another state before establishing residency, and they have the similar experience, training, and testing requirements and qualifications and scope that we do in Georgia, and very importantly, that you are in good standing and not subject to any type of investigation over there. It further requires that if Georgia has any special testing, that you're required to do that here in Georgia. So we protect Georgia citizens, but this should allow people to get in the workplace and provide services for Georgians. This was reported out of Senator Cowser's Regulated Industries Committee.
Thank
Any
you for
questions?
that great explanation there, Chairman Martin. I know this committee is very concerned when they see licensing bills, and one little acronym always comes up, GORC.
GORC.
Can you discuss GORC and
I
how it
understand
affected your bill?
I don't know a lot about GORC, but I know that there are some senators that have pause with that, and I would note that this didn't go before GORC, nor does it have to.
Oh.
It doesn't
Question?
change the licensing requirements.
Okay. Any other questions from the committee?
Senator, I'm coachable if nothing else.
There you go, as am I. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate all your great
And-
work.
And while I'm here, I might invite the senator to the Higher Education Committee next Wednesday if you're able to
Oh,
come.
it'd be
there.
fabulous.
If not, I'd be happy to present your proposition.
I'd be
for
honored
you.
to be there.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. All right, Representative Wade, he's not with us. Representative New, I saw you walk in. Come on up. I know you've been here before, so you can just remind us what bill. You don't have to go through it.
All right, it's HB 165, and thank you guys, and it's good to see you. Happy afternoon.
Thank you, and this is not your first time to Rules. It's about your
It
third
is
or fourth.
not. It's
So
not my
thank
first
you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
You're putting
always an
forth the
honor.
effort, so I hope the committee recognizes your diligence.
Thank you,
And
sir.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Who we got back there? We did that. Representative Newton, you're not here. Who's carrying that? Senator Watson, can you cover HB 203?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This just allows for contact lenses to be, the prescription to be allowed to be done online. Of course, the first time you have to see a optometrist, ophthalmologist, and get the prescription, but every 2 years it's required to get a evaluation again. This can be done online, and I think it's ages, if I remember correctly, 20 to 50, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. 20. You got a
Yeah, it is age discrimination,
Question.
yes.
Not on this bill, but I do have a comment afterwards.
Okay. And I'm curious, so I was actually carrying that bill.
You are
Senator
carrying
Watson.
that bill, but it was my committee. I'm happy to present it.
Okay.
But you are the,
You were listed on here, which is why I called you. And, but yeah, I'll be carrying that bill, so we can make note of that when it gets to the floor. So, thank you. Okay, well, why don't you, while you're hot, let's cover HB 332, the controlled substances.
This is the annual controlled substances update. Drugs that are manufactured is a matter of keeping up with from drugs and narcotics standpoint, and this is the annual update. Chairman Parrish carried it in House, and I agreed to carry it in the Senate.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone here to present HB 402? Seeing none? I wouldn't pick that bill. Okay. HB 440, I'll be carrying that one. I'm actually not going to make that available today because what we're doing here is authorizing public and private schools to stock a supply of undesignated, ready-to-use glucagon. Is that how you say that?
Good job.
I need to learn that. And the reason I'm holding that is because Tuesday is going to be Type 1 Day, and so we'll have some interested parties here on that day, and we'd like to present that bill that day. So I'm not going to make that available. I see Representative, who's behind you there, Representative New? Who's behind? Oh, Maynard, do you have something?
I do. It's HB 142.
Come on up and tell us about it.
Thank you, Chair. It's HB 142. It passed out of Senator Albert's Committee Public Safety, and it actually passed out of the Senate last year. It just did not make it back for the agree-disagree. And what the bill does, the Atlanta United Center is Atlanta University Center is the only consortium of colleges in the entire nation. And so for public safety, their officers are not able to cross boundaries within the school district. So this allows them to opt in into an agreement amongst the universities so they can share police forces. Right now, the code does not allow them to share the police forces. Senator Robertson carried it for me last year, and Senator Payne is covering it for me this year.
Okay. In my understanding, that bill came out of committee yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, so just a procedural, so we all understand, when it comes out of committee the following day, it gets first reported out of committee. And then the next legislative day, which will be Monday, it will be second read. And once it is second read, then it goes on to the general calendar, and from there, it would be available. So Monday would be the very earliest it could be available. But thank
Okay.
you for being here, and we're glad to have you.
Eager representative. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have any other members out there of either chamber? Senator Hodges, you got anything for the good of the order? Come on up.
I've got Representative Wade's bill.
Okay, HB 147, you want to cover that?
Sure, I'll try.
Did you read this one?
I'm giving it a cursory reading.
All
yes, sir.
right, that'll
All
work.
right. Don't know where, I guess Representative Wade got detained. But basically, this is, it's governor's bill. It's the Safe Schools Act, and it basically does three things. Number one, it requires school safety plans be developed and submitted to GEMA and Homeland Security by the end of this year, 12/31/23. Secondly, it requires intruder alert drills in all public schools in Georgia, and that those be done and completed by the end of October of this year. And then the third thing it does is it allows for school safety and anti-gang endorsement for eligible certified professional personnel. And my understanding of that is if there are people who are employed in a school who are so inclined and willing and with some background perhaps could get additional training to put them in a place to help out in the event of an instance of violence in school.
Okay, any questions for the Senate sponsor and the governor's floor leader? Do y'all get rankings? Like, does the governor rank y'all?
I'm
just
sure I'm
curious.
his most favorite.
Most favorite.
And the reason
Favoritist?
I think that is I've now presented 2 House bills.
Oh, okay. Senator, you got a question? Majority Whip?
I thought Senator Beach was one of the governor's floor leaders too. Was I misinformed on that?
I think that was a mistype in that memo.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. Yes.
I think
Senator
there's
Dugan.
another rep there in the pink shirt.
Oh, yeah. You got a bill? Senator Hodges, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
That is a very astute person that understands all the legislation that goes in and out of this building and has an opinion on every piece. That is my mother-in-law and your former work wife's mother. That is Miss Beth
I knew
Garcia.
she looked familiar.
Yes, sir. So the
I'm glad
senator,
I've been on my best behavior. Don't tell my mom. Okay. Well, let's pick a few. Yes, sir, Senator Beach, by all means.
You know, I see we've got 8 House bills on the
Mm-hmm.
yellow sheet, and only 3 representatives came to present their bills.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
And when we go over there, we got to fill out paperwork and beg for a hearing, and it usually gets sent to a subcommittee, and they don't have the respect to come over here and present their bills. And they're out of session. They're not going in till 1:30. It's another hour. They could be here presenting.
Where are
their bills.
they, you think?
I don't know, but I just have a concern about that.
We had
Just-
some show up.
Just wanted to voice my,
Representative Cooper, would you like to speak on behalf of the entire Georgia State House? To the podium, please. To the podium. To the podium, please. We're going on record.
Oh, golly. Speaking for myself as a former caucus chairman, I think that they should be over here presenting their bill also. And if I was still the caucus chairman, I would have made sure that they knew to be over here. The one thing I know, there is a whips meeting, and they are going over the budget. And so I think a large number, not trying to give them an excuse, but I think a large number of them have probably been in the whips discussion of the budget. And about time you got here.
yes, ma'am. And I think I have a,
Representative Wade, while you're here, just,
yes.
Senator Hodges already covered your bill, but is there anything you'd like to say for your tardiness to my
Yes.
committee?
Number one, I apologize for my tardiness, and I was helping your colleague, Senator Anavitarte, to get his Senate bills out of House Education, and we've been working with him, and so
Did it pass?
I was there.
Okay.
So, but I do have a sincere apology.
Do we need a motion to accept his apology? All right. We're not going to take a vote on it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come share your bill with
I
us.
appreciate that, and I thank the senator for being willing to carry the governor's bill. Thank you.
Or wait, you're a floor leader too?
I am, yes.
Oh, what's your ranking? We've already established that the governor ranks you guys. and
So
girls.
my name is Will Wade. W is one of the last, I think. So I generally find that I'm ranked last, especially when you're late to meetings. So I'm okay with that.
So we got the first and the last in here. What a
Yeah.
great day for
And I
our
like what
rules
the Bible
committee.
says about that too. So the last shall be first one day.
Well, and Talladega Nights has a counter to that. If you ain't first, you're last. So, you know, I don't know if you live by the Bible or Ricky Bobby, but I would suggest the Bible. All right, Representative Jones. Yes. Would you like to come and talk about your bill that already passed out of Standing Rules Committee? No, ma'am, to the podium.
Oh, okay.
Is this your first time to Senate Rules?
Yes, it is.
All right.
All righty.
How long you been in the Georgia legislature?
Well, I've been here 18 years,
Well,
but
what
this
took
is my
you so long to get here?
Well, the one I had before in 2017, Doug Stoner did it over in the Senate for me.
Okay.
But this is my first time coming to the
Well,
Senate.
we are honored to have you.
All righty.
Well, guess what? You already passed, so you don't need to go through it.
Oh,
It
okay.
passed.
Thank
You're
you.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
All right.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
See, you're so efficient that You got it done without even being here.
Oh, wonderful.
Congratulations. Senator Rhett,
Mr. Chairman, you want to tell them?
I'm gonna wrap this meeting up soon because we're all hungry, so be brief, brother.
Wait a
Be
minute,
brief.
wait a minute, I have a question for you.
We got a question from committee.
This is your first time here.
Not her
Could you
first.
show me how to get a bill passed with not being here, being there? How you do
Because
that?
you're on the committee, and I think you had something to do with that.
Okay.
But this is the first responders bill.
She told me.
All right. All right, no more fun. Let's get back to business. All right, let's pick a few. Senator Watson.
Thank you. I'd love to have Chairman Parrish's bill, House Bill 332.
332 has been picked. Okay. Senator Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, these House bills concern me a lot, but one that I think has a lot of merit and is worthy of putting on the floor is House Bill 165.
Oh, well, you know what? Her persistence was just rewarded, Representative New. That's why you show up. All right, let's do one more. Where am I at? Watson Walker. Senator Anderson.
Let's go with House Bill 147.
House Bill 147. Good thing you showed up, Representative Wade. All right, I think that'll do. They did 2. We're going to do 3. Senator Albers, you are recognized at this time.
My personal representative, Chuck Martin, showed up to the meeting. Is there any chance we could put 155 on there?
You know what? Let's do it. Gork might get mad at us, but.
I think we all like saying that.
All right. For Monday, we have HB 147, HB 155, HB 165, HB 332. I've got a motion from my vice chairman.
Second.
Got a second from the governor's not floor leader, Senator Beach. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes unanimous. Meeting adjourned.